What's up, everybody? It's Cash Color Cannabis, a high level of conversation on livehiphopdaily.tv. I got my man Alex Harris with me. What's up, man?
Doing well, man. How are you? Thanks for having me.
Good, man. We just had a little brief conversation about LeBron James and his hairline, and
Yeah,
I agree with you. If Rogaine stepped to LeBron and said, "Yo, look, just admit you going bald and let us help,"
The check would be enormous.
he'd own them. He'd own Rogaine. Man,
They'd
that'd
probably
be
let him own like a huge percentage of the company just for doing it.
got to, man. For LeBron to go on camera and say, "Yes, I am balding," and then do this whole little pattern every week, and then you start seeing the little changes
The billboards.
Anyway, man, we usually talk about music. Let's talk about music, man.
Of course.
First off, man, let me tell you the story how I came to even know who you are. It came through my man, like I was telling people earlier, my man Drip Squad Joey. Shout out to Joe.
Shout out Willie Joe. Yeah, that dude's super awesome.
Solid dude, man. Solid dude. He had he's had his event Drip Fest last week. That was the first time it was in Atlanta. Normally he does it out there where he's from, out in the Valley, Joe, and in that area. But he brought it to Atlanta, and it was packed, man. I saw Cap G pulled up. I saw a lot of Atlanta cats pulled up out of it. It was packed. But that very next morning, I get a text message from Joe. And Joe was like, "Yo, I got this dude named Alex Harris, man. I think you need to have him on your show." So my first thought when he said have him on his show is, "Damn, this dude must be a serious weed head." You know what I'm saying? But that's normally the thing. Like, not that you have to be a weed head, but that's normally the first people's thing when they want to recommend somebody. I got somebody who smoke weed. Like, I don't care if you smoke weed. Like, what did else he do? But no, he said, "Yo, I think you're gonna like him, man. I just feel like he need to be on your show." So I was like, I put it in my back of my mind. Luckily, today we actually had an opportunity. Like I tell people, we book 2 weeks out, so I normally know who's about to come up on the show. I hate being surprised. But today we're supposed to have my man Skinny DeVille with Nappy Roots, and they're actually stuck on a plane, so he won't even land till midnight. So I needed this person. My first thought was, yo, Joe literally just recommended somebody on Friday, so that might be what was supposed to happen. You know what I'm saying?
That was good looking out.
Yeah,
that
man.
was good looking out. I'm new to Atlanta, so I'm trying to, network and be everywhere I need to be to spread the music.
Got it, man. All right, well, so you met a good one, man, because
Yeah.
Joey's definitely a good one, man. I've known that boy for a while. So I haven't got a chance to know you yet, just like a lot of people haven't got a chance to know you yet. Who is Alex Harris?
Well, my name's Alex Harris. I'm a artist from Dallas, Fort Worth. I've lived a lot of different places before I got to Atlanta. But, I grew up in a small town in East Texas, like very, very small town.
Like Sheldon on Big Bang Theory, like using a small town for East Texas.
Yes, very rural, to say the least, area. I mean, there's a university there, but that's like the only reason people are there. But I moved from there to like the Dallas-Fort Worth area, like going into high school, and I've always been really into skateboarding and that skateboard culture, and that's how I met a lot of the friends that I collaborate with on music today, whether they're doing video work or producing. But I'm just a regular guy with a lot of cool stories. I think that's the point I want to get across in the music, and just sharing my personal experience.
That's what's up, man. Well, I know I had a chance to get to know you behind the scenes before we got on, and I know that you've really been somebody who's been around a lot of places. I would assume you have a lot of cool stories. Like, you went from Dallas to Houston to Austin, and then to California. You know what I mean? Like, talk about one. Why were you moving around so much, and what did you learn while you were traveling?
I learned a lot while traveling. Like, I think a lot of my traveling was, music. Things that you know, and all like always, you know, the writing.
So you was around and you was based on your sound while you were out there.
Yeah,
it sounds like.
And you know, there was some missteps. Long Beach, I wouldn't consider it a success. I learned a lot, but I partied too much, blew all my money, and had to come back. And it got a lot of good songs from it, but that's just what happened. But things are how they are. Whatever, you know. I'm here in Atlanta now, and I like it here, and I think I'm really finding my sound here because there's really a lot of talented artists here.
Yeah, what made you choose Atlanta?
Really just through management. Like I, signed on with a new management team, Clark IMG. They discovered me like while I was in Dallas, and we put the plan in motion to come out to Atlanta and to work on an EP that we're working on right now that we're gonna release like late spring. But we wanted to come here and work with the best musicians possible, and the records are turning out really cool.
All right, that's amazing, man. So who have you worked with so far while you've been in Atlanta?
While I've been in Atlanta, I've worked with a couple different producers here. I've had some sessions with Keith Sweat, which was pretty amazing.
Keith Sweat, like Keith Sweat?
Yeah, Keith Sweat. That was one of the first people I met when I moved to Atlanta, which was really crazy.
Wait, hold up. You do got cool stories. How'd you meet Keith Sweat?
I met Keith Sweat through my manager, Dame. He introduced me to him, and I showed him some music, and he liked the sound, and he's always just giving me like really good advice. Like since I moved here, like he's someone that I like look to for advice, and has been really kind to me since I've been here.
That's what's up. So you know Keith Sweat, basically. Yeah. Make it last forever.
Not to name drop, but I mean, honestly, cool. That's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, that's a cool name to drop. It's actually random. Dame, how the hell you know the Keith Sweat? That's a random ass name to drop. How you know Keith Sweat?
I've been working with Keith for like 5-6 years. I did a lot of his overseas shows, so when he was going like Africa, Dubai, Europe.
Yeah.
I was the guy that organized his tours for him.
Okay, that's what's up. Yeah. So you call him Keith. Like he's not even like Keith Sweat. It's just Keith.
Uncle Keith.
Uncle Keith.
Uncle Keith.
Uncle Keith.
I'm not gonna. Like when I first moved to Atlanta, I didn't have a job or anything. I would wash Keith's cars like for money. Like he really like helped me out. Like I wouldn't. He's a cool dude.
Fuck out of here, man. Keith
when I lived in Dallas, I like used to detail cars. So I came to him. I was like, "Yo, dude, I see you got all these nice cars. I'll wash it. Like I need some money."
That's what's up. So you just basically Forrest Gumping it out here. Like
yeah,
just like shit happens.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's what's up, man. But I know while you were in Dallas, there was a crew that you worked with called 3 a.m.
Yeah, that's actually like more so the Austin Houston crew.
Okay, Austin
more
Houston.
More so them. Those are the dudes that I like met in college. Nate Coop, he actually lives out here. He's a producer. He's a really dope producer. I work with him a lot. And then Amir Rufugar is the other part of that. And then it's kind of some collectives just from other parts. Like we have Kenny G, who's out in Austin. We got DS2, Jake Lloyd out in Austin as well. Leland out in Houston. It was just kind of like a collective of guys like that all did music, and we collaborated together. So we would have these late sessions just up late, and we just coined the phrase 3 a.m. ugly, and that was just kind of our little collective crew. Like that's the Texas like squad that I've been doing music with since I started. How
did y'all connect in the first place? Because you do got somebody in Atlanta, you do got somebody closer to you. Like how did y'all all find each other?
I'd say what started it all was me meeting Nate Coop and Amir when I was going to college, because right before I like went to school, I like started writing my first records, and I like had all these songs like just starting out, but had no idea where I was going to record or how to record or anything. The songs were horrible. I tried to record them myself. They sounded like shit. I was devastated. So then I go to school, and then I just meet Nate. He introduced me to Amir, who's the engineer. And he recorded my first songs, and then he just recorded everything up until pretty much the point of like the last year or so. But that's just because I've been on the move. But that's where it all started.
Okay, so are they gonna be part of the EP you're working on?
I believe so. Yeah, I believe so. We're still like in the process of everything that's going on, but they definitely have a big role in it. They have a big role in my music in general. I wouldn't be doing music if it wasn't for them. So.
All right, let's talk about the EP. Do you have a title for it just yet?
I do have a title for it, but I'm not ready to say it. Just because I don't want to like. What if I come up with a better title tomorrow?
I feel you.
What if some crazy story happens and like,
bro? What if
the whole EP changes?
What if Keith Sweat says I want a remix? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I need a feature on this.
Yeah, who knows? So, but the EP is definitely in the works. It's coming along really cool. We have a lot of like really talented people that are touching this, and like it's my main focus since I'm here. I packed up my shit in my car and drove to Atlanta. And moved here with not knowing where I'm going to live or anything. And I've just been winging it. But things are working out nicely. I'm meeting the right people. I'm here with you guys, so I'm meeting the right people, right?
Yeah, well, I don't know right just yet. Are we the right people, Herb? He said he feel like he's meeting the right people. Are we the right people? All right, I think we the right people. Yeah, you're the right people, man. Like I said, if Joe, and I was telling her, Joe never, ever recommended anybody to me. You know what I mean? As long as I've known him, cool. He's never randomly hit me up.
First, like, people I met when I moved to Atlanta too, and he's been super cool and supportive. Yeah. And he put me on that show, and that's why I'm here now. So shout out Willie Joe, appreciate that.
That's what's up, man. Hey, from all the places you've been to, like, what would you say was your one place that you almost felt like this might be home?
Dallas is always home. I really like it. It's like Atlanta, but less hectic.
It sure is. I love Dallas,
It's so chill, man. It's so easy to get around. It's traffic, but you know what the normal time traffic is? 5 o'clock.
Look.
You know, here it's like all fucking day. People are just...
That traffic, though, in Dallas will scare you. Because you look at some of the highways look like roller coasters. And you'll be sitting on there.
Yeah, there's a lot of bridges and stuff. But
y'all do have Big Tuck, so Southside is the realest still.
Yes,
drug
that is
dealers,
true.
Killers.
DSR still will do shows like every now and then at events in Dallas, and people show out like crazy.
Bro, Big Tuck. I wish Big Tuck was ever in Atlanta. Bro, you have to come on this show.
That would be sick. I've never met him, but that would be awesome.
So you say, well, of course Dallas would be your home, but what after that?
Okay, yeah. But I guess probably Long Beach. I want to be back in California. The weather's too perfect. I mean, granted, I did have a little too much fun and didn't get a lot of work done, but there's a lot of cute girls and great weather and just good weed.
Yeah, man.
Great weed, good atmosphere. I love California. I mean, I think that's the dream for me, would be able to be back in California and writing music one day.
That's what's up, man. Well, I don't want to stereotype skateboard culture, but I'm assuming you smoke weed.
Oh yeah.
When was the first time you consumed cannabis?
Oh, when I was like 14, and I remember I drank too, and it made me feel really sick. Like the next day I was really hungover, and I remember I like went on like a family outing, and my parents could tell I was hungover, and it was miserable. But then after that, it got better. But if you're asking me about my first time, I was like, I don't know if I'm too stoked on this.
Really? But I can see you not feeling. When I first smoked, but I didn't know if I was high or not really until I started talking to somebody.
That's definitely how it was. I mean, I feel like that's with everybody when they first smoke. You're sitting around like asking yourself like, do I feel it? But I feel like that's with like every drug, where the like anticipation is going up. You're just like, is it coming yet?
I literally did some stereotypical like shit. Like I remember, first time I smoked, I hit this bong. It was with my peoples, and we smoking.
That's where you might have fucked up though.
Yeah, it was a bong. I start everything too high. So we start off with a bong, and I'm hitting it, and I'm like, all right, I don't feel anything. But I do remember I have seen movies. And according to movies, I should be doing something. I should be walking around at this moment. Something should be happening. I didn't feel it until we had a conversation about Ramen Noodles for some reason. And we were debating whether Ramen Noodles and the noodles that were in chicken noodle soup were the same type of noodles. And when I say that argument went on for about a couple of hours, and we about 17, you know what I mean? That argument went on for like a couple of hours. We were really fighting about how stupid the other person is because they can't be the same noodles. I'm like, how the fuck how are they different noodles? Dog?
I think you need to reopen that debate on the show. You need to have a whole segment like dedicated noodles? To that.
Are ramen noodles and chicken noodles?
To answer it right now, I don't think they are the same noodles.
Nah, they have to be the same damn noodles, dog. Like, I'm not having this conversation
why
20 years later. Like, this happened. They are the same noodles. A noodle is a fucking noodle. It just depends on what you're putting it in.
But they're real long and lanky, stringy, like hard noodles. Like the noodles in the can, they're already like, they almost seem how did they get?
And that was my argument.
Because they're wet.
That was my argument before. Look, number one, y'all are looking at noodles in the wrong perspective. The noodles we look at with chicken noodles, the noodles you look at are different. They just different because it's they're being soaked in broth. The ones y'all get from out of the stores, them are almost styrofoam. So you know what I mean? Like, even put them in water, you see how long it takes. It's almost like watching what was the little things you said, the sea turtles that used to be back in the day. You just drop
them in the water and they get bigger and bigger.
And they take like forever.
They're like Nerf,
and they still don't look like anything. That's how ramen noodles are to me.
Yeah.
So they the same noodle. Stay woke. They just say the same noodle. Stay woke, dog. They the same noodle, man. So your music is kind of hard to categorize. Now it's hard. You know what I mean? When I started listening to it, I was like, I really don't know what to say. And then I was going through your website and I went through your press clippings and I felt somebody nailed it. They called it chill hop. I'm like, if you listen to Suede, that's basically what that is.
Definitely that record. And the funny thing is that record is actually pretty old. But I just like you said, it was so different. I was like, what the fuck do I do with this?
Yeah.
You know? Until I got to a point lately where I've been sitting on so much music, so that's why I'm putting everything out now. But the new work that I'm doing for this EP that's coming out, it's sonically like all sounds the same, and I think like for me it's the sound that I've been looking for.
Okay.
So, Suede is a dope song. Like, everyone that collaborated on it is super sick. And I just like too many different types of music to try to stay in one lane, so I had to do it.
Yeah,
I had to make that record, and I like it, and when I perform it, people like it, and it's I want to show people that I'm a diverse artist. Like, I like all types of music. I would collaborate with anybody who I enjoyed their work. So
who would you collaborate with, like, if you had an opportunity?
Like, anybody?
Yeah.
Morrissey.
Wow.
Morrissey. Like, if I did that, like, I don't think I'd have to make another song ever again.
Serious?
I think that's probably the hardest feature that anybody could ever get, and I don't think anybody ever will. But if I could, that would be who it is. I'm a huge Smiths fan. I'm a huge Morrissey fan. My dad's been listening to the Smiths since he was in high school. He put me on it. Morrissey is the greatest songwriter, in my opinion. I love rap too. When you're talking like rap, that's what I'm saying. I like a lot of different styles of music, but when it goes to rap, like, who would I love to collaborate with?
I'm just still thinking about Morrissey. Like, really pull out a Morrissey feature. You know what I mean?
It would be amazing. It would be amazing. I don't think like people realize how like that would be like just getting some sort of mythical creature on your record. Like, he's not like. When have you ever heard Morrissey do anything? You
know what? I like my artist my guest last week, Keisha Plum. I asked her who she want to collaborate with, and she said Stevie Wonder. I'm like, y'all shoot high. I like that. Like, shoot from the other side of the court.
You said anyone. Now,
if
it was rap or just like something more current, definitely Frank Ocean, Kendrick Lamar, or Justin Timberland, someone like that.
Huh. Learning so much about you today, Alex. Here, so I'm trying to picture you now with Justin Timberlake. I don't see you. Cool. I don't see you on bringing sexy back, Justin Timberlake. Maybe the country Justin Timberlake now. Is he country now? Can we call him that?
I don't think it's country. It's I mean, he's from Memphis, so I guess it's like his southern tribute album. I guess in a way, he has the undertones of it.
He's shooting for a CMA.
Yeah, but not. You think?
I see it, man.
Well, maybe with that one record that he has.
Well, I feel like since we talking about Justin Timberlake, I feel like he made himself this now at this point. You know what I mean? Like, after you get so many comparisons or something, and somebody doesn't, and you don't correct them, then this is what you are. You know what I mean? It's almost like when people say to me, when we have the whole debate about. When I hear people get on the mic and they say I'm not really a rapper, I believe you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not really a rapper. I don't take your rhyme serious. They only get mad. If you notice this too, people who are never rappers are the ones who always get mad when you say you don't like their rhymes. Bro, you just told me you're not a rapper.
Yeah.
Understand this. You know what I'm saying? Like Uzi Vert, don't be mad. I don't like all your words. You're not a rapper. Why are you upset on the news? But that's my perspective.
Yeah. I mean, when it comes to that, like, am I a rap? Yeah, I rap, so I am a rapper sometimes. I sing, so I'm a singer. I'm a songwriter. I do music. I mean, rap is rap. Like, it's pretty easy to identify.
Yeah, it is.
You know, I think
so too. Like, if I hear you, I can tell that you are a rapper. Now, whether or not you believe that is two different things.
Yeah, the people have spoken at that point. Sometimes you don't get this. You know, you
No.
put something out and you say I'm this, and everyone else says you're that, and you know, now you got to convince them otherwise.
Nah, man, it happens to a lot of artists when they get stuck in that pop lane. when you get tabbed pop, it's not a whole lot you coming back over here.
But rap is pop now. Like, I mean, I grew up like on like popular music. Like, what was on the radio was rap. Like, I'll tell you one of the most influential, like,
I think it's so crazy you just said that, because I had a whole different experience listening to radio when it came to rap. But let me hear yours. Go ahead.
So like, the most influential like rap album to me that really made me like fall in love with rap music was when I was in 5th grade when 50 Cent Get Rich or Die Trying came out. That to me is one of my favorite rap albums of all time.
Bro, I was about to pass out. You was in 5th grade when Get Rich or Die Trying came out?
Yeah, I was in 5th grade.
Dang, that's dope to know. Okay.
In the club, like PIMP, Wanksta, all those songs were on the radio. Like,
True.
I remember listening to that on the radio. So, like, not just on like the rap stations, like it was on.
Oh yeah, yo,
everything.
You couldn't escape in the club like that at all,
It's a
at
hit.
all.
That whole album had 21 Questions. That is one of the best like rap albums in my opinion.
Yeah.
Many Men, oh my god, that's one of the greatest songs, dude. I love that album. That's why. You know,
G-Unit.
You know what?
Yeah.
I really like, and you know why I said Justin Timberlake too. That
Why?
I really like that song that he did with 50 Cent back in the day. That
AO Technology.
It was weird for 50, but it was cool for Justin Timberlake. But Get Rich or Die Trying, that was like the rap album that I was like, oh, this is what rap music sounds like.
Crazy.
Like, and you know, I found out about that because of Eminem, because I was like, oh, this is like, I saw them together like a lot, like on MTV, TRL, BET, like after, because I remember like getting out of school, going to my grandma's house at 3 o'clock and like turning on like MTV, like just watching the countdown when they made music videos look like movies. That's just what we did. Like, we went home and watched it.
Dang,
it was
man,
cool.
5th grade, though.
That Without Me, that Eminem song was really big around that time when I started doing that.
So this was around the free yayo times. So like in 5th grade, you fully understood what free yayo meant when they said free Tony Yayo. That's crazy. Man, when I was out, because the funny thing is when you said the radio thing, I was having a conversation about what you hear on the radio recently, and I was like, I remember growing up, you would hear absolutely no rap on the air, and if you did hear rap, it would be pop rap. When I say pop rap, I mean like Rico Suave. You know what I mean? Like, you would hear those type of songs. Like, I wouldn't, if it wasn't for underground like college radio, I would have never heard Biggie Smalls. Like, that was the first time I ever heard Biggie Smalls Ready to Die. Not Ready to Die. Biggie Smalls Juicy. I swear Clinton Sparks played that. He used to be a DJ on WERS Emerson Radio in college when I was like freshman year in high school. He used to DJ there. And I swear he was the first person I ever heard play Juicy, and that was on a college station. Like, the radio was so like nowhere close to rap at that time. This is 90s,
and
like,
now,
still.
I mean, now turn on the radio.
Yeah, you can't escape. So I feel what you're saying. Like, basically, it is pop to you because this is pop. It's, you turn on a pop station.
Pop is I guess a genre, but it's the abbreviation for popular music.
Yeah,
the
really.
music that is popular
is rap,
and that is rap. It
So
runs the culture. It runs the music industry. Like, it's right now, it's at a great time, and there's all different genres of rap now.
That's the other crazy part too. Like, and I think that's also dope. The fact that rap started off so what is pure, you know what I'm saying, when it's straight beat, straight mic, you know what I'm saying, a DJ with you, to where we at now where it's splintered off into so many subcategories that some you don't want to really deal with. Like, there's literally cats that I don't even know how to categorize you because this is just so stupid. You know what I mean? And then there's you know, some people I think are dope. Like, I think Migos are dope. I think Uzi's dope in a lot of ways.
Well, it's also because to make rap music today, or to make music period today, it's so accessible. Like, anyone can set it up and do it. Like, if you want, you could put a song out. Doesn't mean it's gonna go, but like, anybody in this room right now could go home and record something on their phone or a computer or anything and put it out on the internet and say, I'm an artist.
I felt like one of the worst things that happened to music was prices started getting lower. You know what I mean? Like there was a time when if you wanted to really be an artist, knew it cost a lot of money. Like it cost you a lot of money to record.
It still does if you do it the right way.
But there was a time when you had to really, almost take out a mortgage. You know what I'm saying? To actually be an artist. You're right. Nowadays I can go home and take my phone and drop something on SoundCloud right now. And just say, you know what, this is a SoundCloud record. You upload your song and then artist pops up right next to your name. Like you became an artist when you created the profile. Yeah. That's real as shit. It's not the case, but that's how it is. Yeah, that's real as shit, man. Well, you know what? You're giving me more optimism. It's funny about music right now. Like that, you have a really optimistic view about it. That's what this next EP is going to do. It's going to bring optimism to music. I mean, we're already just in a great point of time for music, but I'm really excited about the project and like everything that's going on it. Late spring, it's going to be coming out. And I know you can't give us no details because you don't want to confirm a name, but who collaborated with it? Who did you collaborate with on it, like production-wise, artist-wise, if you could mention? We did some work with G Productions, and we also have done some stuff with Jay Laron, who's a really dope producer here. Yeah, Jay Laron, what up, though? Nate Coop from here who's out here in Atlanta. Mm-hmm. We've had some sessions over at Patchwork with some of the people that work there. Like, it's all coming together real well. I'm really pleased with it. That's what's up, man. So where would you see yourself optimistically at the end of this year after having this conversation about the new EP? Like, where would you see yourself? At the end of this year, I want to be on my first tour, like touching like the fans. Like, I want to go and spread my music. I want to hit the road. I want to travel. So I want to get this project done and then hit the road and campaign it and, show as many people as possible and meet as many new artists as I can along the way. And that's where I see myself, just traveling with my music and performing. Do you still skate? Every now and then. Not like I used to. A lot of because of laziness. But I should. I mean, it was such a big part of my life growing up. Like, and when I say I skated, like, it's kind of like lame to, like, as a skater to be like I was pretty good, but I was pretty good. Like, I was sponsored and shit. Like, me and all my friends, like, we went out and shot videos. You can go look it up. Look up Alex Harris skateboarding. Like, there's tons of videos. Yeah, tons of videos. Like, of me, like, when I was, like, 16. Have you seen the Big Brother documentary yet? That documentary is so sick. Oh, bro. It's amazing. When you started saying about all the filming and stuff, like, it just brought me back to that documentary. The camera always was, and I can't even imagine if, like, we would have had Instagram and all that, like, when we were doing it. Because now, like, kids post, like, such cool footage all the time, like, just off the fly. Like, we recorded everything, like, on a VX 1000. Like, it was tape. And it's not like there was digital cameras out, but that was just the aesthetic for shooting skateboarding. Like, the VX Sony 1000 with the MK1 was like the epitome of what you shot skateboarding with. And even though it was tape and it was an older, like, camera, it's just what all the pros shot their videos with. So you would have to go capture the footage and then play it back. Like, it was a process. And the dude that did all that for me then, like, he shot the Suede video, like, Subject Studios, all those dudes, like, we go back a long way. Look, you talk about learning on the fly and learning something really invaluable. You know what I'm saying? Like that, he learned something really valuable. Like, learning that right there, you could take that skill anywhere. At a young age, too. He was, like, 13. I was 14 when he was doing it, Yeah, that's crazy. So you was out there skateboarding and shit. Yeah, if y'all get a chance to see that Big Brother documentary. Yo, yeah, on Hulu. Go watch that. That's cool. Even if you're just into, like, building a brand and a business. Exactly. I wasn't into skateboarding. What got me into it was it was a magazine. I wanted to learn how it got to where they spun off Jackass and all these other people. Like, that was so dope. Many careers were made from that magazine, and also just, like, it started out as a skateboard magazine, but quickly, like, gained the attention of people that weren't really into skating. It became it was like a crude Rolling Stone almost. Do you feel like skating is kind of, there was a time when skating was cool as shit, you know what I mean? I feel like rappers, I'm gonna blame rap again, like Wayne, Lupe's, like, we had just people randomly become skateboarders. I'm like, how y'all made something lame. I could never knock anybody for picking up a skateboard and wanting to learn how to skate. Like, Wayne doing that's dope. He's, like, learning whatever. Like, the thing about it is, though, is that skateboarders, like, set so many trends. Like, I can remember wearing, like, skinny jeans, like, being in this punk phase, like, in, like, 7th grade. Oh, true. In middle school, like, because I saw my favorite skateboarders wearing these tight ass jeans and, like, looking like
they were in a rock band, and people made fun of me all the time. They're like about my pants and shit. And then a couple years later, I'm in high school, and like those same people are like wearing skittled colored skinny jeans and all these ugly ass shoes. Like I'm just like, I can't believe y'all gave me shit, and my pants were cooler than those.
Well, tell them, look what I am now.
Yeah, but no, skateboarder, like the skateboarding culture, like Supreme, like for instance, like Supreme's been around since 1992, like not maybe earlier that, like 1990. Like it's an old ass company. Like even Diamond, when Diamond Supply Co. like took off, all Diamond Supply Co. was a hardware company. They sold the bolts for skateboards, and then they made a couple shirts, and then it blew up.
Yeah, you can't
because rappers and everything were wearing it. But that's cool. Like I like to see like
you can't afford Diamond Supply now, boy.
Like I like to see like the cultures merge. You know, it's cool. Like now you see like skaters that like look like artists, like on the board, like in videos and stuff. So
it is dope. You know, hip hop really has always been a culture clash. You know what I mean? Like to know even how hip hop started out in punk clubs. You know what I mean? And you're playing right alongside like some punk startups, like Blondie's performing next to Run DMC in CBGBs. You know what I'm saying? Like that right there is a clash. Now sure that styles jump from one genre to another, you know.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man. I appreciate you coming through. You do have a lot of stories. I want to learn more about Keith Sweat one day.
Yeah, I mean, shit. It's still pretty surreal for me too. Like it was pretty shocking. Like,
have you asked him yet for a collab? Like, you know, is there a chance we can get in the booth?
I wouldn't. I gotta prove myself. His resume's too fierce for me to just.
Want me to ask him for you? Hey, Keith. I got your man Alex Harris on here with us today. I feel like he's a talented kid. I think that he's an interesting human being, and I feel like you've never actually worked with an artist like Alex. Why don't you step out your boundaries and go ahead and lay a verse? Like I say, maybe remix something. Bring one of the old tracks back.
It would be fly.
Let's do this for him. Both of y'all can sing on it.
It would be sick.
It would be sick. Let's make that happen, Dame. Let's make that happen, man. All right, for those who don't want to follow you online and how they could catch up with you.
Okay, so you can follow everything I'm doing on Instagram at Alex Harris Music. Twitter is Alex Harris Music. YouTube, just Alex Harris Music. That's my name. And if you want to see, like, you know, the show dates, the artwork I do, the photos, the writing entries, like the music, everything, you can see that at www.alexharristoday.com.
Man.
That's the plug. There's my plug.
That's your plug, man. I appreciate you coming through tonight, man. That was
thanks for having me, man.
An interesting interview. I'm gonna shout to Joe later and tell him, yeah, you actually brought somebody who brought some good stories. I appreciate that. Thank
you so much for having me. Shout out Willie Joe. Shout out Atlanta. Everybody since I've been here has been super nice. I'm really liking the city. And be on the lookout for my EP that's dropping in late spring, and I'll be announcing it. So follow those accounts I gave you, and you can stay tuned.
Yeah, and also see Dumb on Hulu, man. It was a really good documentary.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we out, man. Next week, I will have my man Skinny DeVille in here. He will be off a plane, and he will be in the studio, and we're going to be talking about nappy root shit and his new life in craft beer. I don't know if y'all noticed this, but he's actually in craft beer now. It's kind of funny transition. People go from music to doing all kind of shit nowadays, man. So we're going to talk to him about that next week. In the meantime, get the Live Hip Hop Daily app. Stream all the shows on here. It's 24-hour hip-hop news, hip-hop shows, everything based off the culture. It's dope. And when you get a chance, subscribe to Cash Color Cannabis on Apple Podcasts. Also now Google Play. If you got TuneIn, stream it on TuneIn. But just make sure you get it. Keep streaming all the shows, and we're going to keep bringing you some good shit. It's Cash Color Cannabis, a high-level